We are ready to go racing. Before we do, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, if you could remove your caps as we pay tribute to our country here tonight, again from the Blue Crew, Ms. Kristen Love to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Means you better get going in a hurry. Faree and Dodd off at turn 4. Green is out. Faree to the lead. Dave Hess Jr. quickly to second. Tyler Hershey on the inside is third. Mike Johnson fourth. And Dodd, who started fifth, slips all the way, or second, slips all the way to fifth. It's still Alex Faree over Dave Hess Jr. and Tyler Hershey. Mike Johnson fourth, then Doug Dodd, and Brent Raybergen's come a long way in a hurry in the 07R. Now the guys battling on the inside, but I'm sure that groove will be changing once they burn off that moisture down on the bottom of the racetrack. Hess Jr. to the lead in turn 1. Dave Hess Jr., your leader. Jim Steffens headed to the pits in car 38. 3 laps in. Raybergen underneath Doug Dodd and moving into fifth in the 07R car. Lap 5 when they come by. 7 more laps to go. Dave Hess Jr. still in front of Alex Faree. Tyler Hershey third. Mike Johnson fourth. Fifth is Brent Raybergen. Then Doug Dodd. Racing John Mason slips high off of 4, and John Hodgkiss in the 69 will pass him into turn number 1. Five laps to go, 5 to go. Dave Hess Jr. Now straightaway, we got to spin in turn 3 and 4, the 17M. Tommy Schernhofer looks like he's caught the wall. Damage on the left rear of the race car. Tommy Schernhofer in car 17M brings out the caution between turns 3 and 4 with 7 laps down and 5 to go. Green is back out. Good restart for Dave Hess Jr. And Doug Dodd trying to find some high line action down the back straightaway. He started second and has dropped like an anchor in the 12. He was really quick here last night. Mike Johnson up on the high side as well in the 2J. As that bottom starts to slick off, the outside will be where you want to be. Johnson down the back straightaway, closing in on the A train for third now. Remember, Tyler Hershey's up to second. Johnson got the momentum off the top shelf. Right now to the top 4, each 2 would go to each race. So the top 4 cars right now would all transfer into either the Pittsburgher or the Alderman. Here comes Doug Dodd with Mason and Hotchkiss, the race for 6th. Mike Johnson now around Alex Ferree for 3rd. 2 laps to go. Dave Hess Jr., your leader. Brent Raybergen, a close 5th in the 07R. 3 wide in the middle of 1 and 2. Mason, Dodd, and Hotchkiss. White flag waving. 1 more lap to go. 1 to go. Caution is out. Caution is out. Leo Stadelman in car 21 on turn 4 has done a loop-de-loop in the Just Poured Concrete Foundation's rocket. Spec motors winning some, open motors winning some as well. 1 lap to go in this one. We're back racing. Dave Hess Jr., your leader. Tyler Hershey second. Here comes the wrestler, Mikey Johnson, on the outside down the back chute. Going to make it interesting here off of 3 and 4. Battle on in turn 4. Johnson climbing the banking. Hess off the low side. Drag race down the front chute. Hess wins it. Johnson second. Hershey third. Ferree fourth. The juice is on the loose. Johnson from the pole takes the lead into turn 1. Sala quickly on the charge on the inside. He slides to second. Burgoon drops to third. Denton Boyer in the 56 car rallies to 4th. Denton Boyer to third in car 56. Tala still second. Burgoon now trying to take that 3rd spot from Boyer. Can't do it down the back chute. He'll try again through 3 and 4 on the top shelf. Side-by-side battle for 5th as well. The team of Mark Banal was alongside the 77 of Rich Appolito. Now Geisler in the 1C has caught up to Banal. Mid-pack battle. Johnson in front of Atala. Boyer. And Burgoon. Geisler to the outside of Banal, has to rethink it. Off the second turn down the back chute. 4 laps in. Johnson needs to get in the Ultimate. Atala needs to get in the Pittsburgher. Denton Boyer needs to get in the Pittsburgher, and Appolito needs to get in the Pittsburgher. So right now, Brandon Burgoon, even though he's running in the 4th spot, can still get a spot in the Ultimate where he needs to be. Geisler now around Banal. Mike Bassett has moved by as well in the 71M car. Halfway. Geisler to the outside of Mike Bassett here off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Four laps to go as the Johnson 1J, the Imperial Towing Johnson Tankerman sponsored rocket into turn number 3 has the Todd's Auto Body American Environmental Services 02 of Atala still behind him. Denton Boyer third, and now Brandon Burgoon back on the charge there, trying to put a little pressure on Boyer for that third spot as they slide up off the 4th turn and head into the beautiful sunset off that first turn. Coming for the white flag in turn 3, Davey Johnson out in front. Brandon Burgoon again alongside of Denton Boyer in turn 2, but unable to make the pass for 4th. Johnson takes the white flag. Here comes Burgoon up high. This time he swings her right out against the fence into that first turn. Your winner coming off of 4. The Imperial Towing Johnson Tankerman 1J of Davey Johnson. Awatala second for 3rd here in turn 4. Brandon Burgoon, double B, makes the pass. And Denton Boyer will finish 4th. 5th to the 77 of Rich Appolito. Green out. Barbara from the pole takes the lead. Tony Mussolino got a good run in the 21. He slides all the way up into the 5th spot in turns 1 and 2. Remember, you got to be in both shows to have a chance at the $10,000 bonus. Right now, the Bartman is way in the back. Barbara leads, Miller second, Charlier third, Berg fourth, and Mussolino. Then LeBaron and Saggy. Bart Hartman trying to charge his way up through the field after a slow start in this one. Keith Barber and Jeremy Miller are the two cars that are in the ultimate right now, and that's also the race Bart Hartman needs to get in. So if he's going to make the ultimate, he's going to have to get to second, as it would be right now. Charlier in the 27 is trying to get in the Pittsburgher, and Cal Burke in the 14 is also trying to get into the ultimate. Eight laps to go, 8 to go. Hartman starting to pick it up. Around the 14 of Cal Burke. Closing on the 27 of Daryl Charlier. Hartman to third. He needs to get one more pass to make the ultimate. He's already in the Pittsburgher. Jeremy Miller right now in second, not aware that the Bartman is closing in on the outside of the racetrack. Barbara is your leader. We're halfway, 6 down and 6 to go. Jeremy Miller second, but look out. Bart Hartman is coming in a hurry down the back straightaway into turn number 3. needs to make this pass and hold on to it to make both shows tonight. Side by side at the flag stand into turn number 1. Hartman goes sailing off into that first corner. Climbs the banking, and he's got second down the back chute. Four laps to go when they come by, 4 to go. The warmer his tires get, the faster he's getting right now. He's a half a straightaway behind the 17 of Keith Barbara. Three laps from the checkered flag. Closes it a little bit more. 2 laps to go, 2 to go. Barber has been your leader from the start. A lap car of Dave Johnson, the back of the field, could come into play here on the final lap. As your leaders bear down on the 697. 1 lap to go. The Forbes Field Garage Triangle Benefit 17 of Keith Barber trying to win the 3rd B main. Bart Hartman trying to make a tremendous rally. Down the back straightaway, it's Barber with Hartman closing in. The lap car of Dave Johnson just ahead. They're both going for Power Alley in turn 3. Here they come off of 4. Hartman to the outside, Barber to the inside. The drag race is on, and the Bart man wins it. Of Pat Weldon ready to roll. 26 laps for the dirt car UFO Cadets. Into 1 and 2. 3 wide for the lead right off the bat. 45 Pat Weldon on the outside has got command on the back straightaway. 92 Bobby Heim slides into second. Kachubin, the 10 car, is third. Lots of 3 wide battles back in the field. Yeah, 4 wide there at one point into turn 1. It's still Weldon just ahead of Bobby Heim. Kachuba third. The Danimal, Danny Rich in the 67X up to 4th. Pat Hanley in the 380 car is 5th. Jake the Snake Simmons in the middle of the Rich Hanley battle. He takes over the 5th spot now off of turn number 4. Into turn number 1, it's still Pat Weldon by just a car length over Bobby Heim. I'm telling you, look at that. From guardrail to guardrail, we got race cars all over the track. Great racing action back through the field. We got a spinner, a wreck off the second turn. Greg McManus in the 17 lost the handle and collected the 27W, Steve Webb. Caution out, 17. 27W, Steve Webb got caught up in the 17, Greg McManus's spin. Webb is in the pits. Webb is already pitted. "24 laps to go. Pat Weldon on the outside still has the lead, but not by much. The Danimal, Danny Rich into third now in the 67X. And his teammate, Jake the Snake Simmons in the 68X, trying to get into 4th. Nick Kachuba's right there as well in the 10 car. Off of 4 they come. Schwartzmiller moving on the low side of the 28. Oh, it's Jake the Snake that's found the middle lane. He slides to 3rd, now challenging Heim for 2nd. And here comes Bobby Schwartzmiller like a rocket ship off the low side of that second turn. He's up to 4th in the 28 car. Pat Weldon in the middle lane, your leader. Heim just ahead of Simmons for 2nd. Schwartzmiller 4th there. 3 wide for 5th into turn 1. Also moving up through the field in a hurry is Jim Boyer. First time he's been here in the 17J out of Indiana, PA. Oh, bad wreck on the back straightaway. Bad wreck on the back straightaway. You got Sean Bryan in the 4, Vince Kamiker in the 9, and the 79 of Joey Catella. Someone got over the front end of Catellas's car and went airborne. You got the 4 of Sean Bryan, who's against the inside guardrail right before the pit entrance. You got Vince Kamiker, the 9 at the pit entrance, and the 79 of Joey Catellas back midway down the back straightaway. 4 laps are down and 22 to go. After starting 9th. Bob Schwartzmiller in the 28 started 12th. He is 4th. Back underway. Himes got a little bit of a lead going off that second turn this lap, and here comes Pat Weldon. He's back nosing ahead into turn 3. Jake Simmons in the 68 now on the very bottom, trying to make it 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. Weldon in front, Jake the Snake nosing ahead of Bobby Heim for second. Bob Schwartzmiller back on the inside where he wants to be is 4th. Danny Rich is currently 5th. That's Jimmy Boyer in the 17 and Nick Achub in the 10. Bobby Schwartzmiller now underneath Bob Heim, nosing ahead for 3rd. Weldon ahead of Simmons, Schwartzmiller, Heim, Rich, Boyer, Kachuba, and the 62 of Ken Zimmer. Simmons pushing up the racetrack mighty high in turn 4, trying to keep that momentum. Jake Simmons continues the chase of Pat Weldon. Bob Schwartzmiller in striking distance in 3rd. Simmons hard on the inside trying to get that car to turn. He's underneath Pat now. Battle off of 4 for the lead. It's still Weldon, Simmons, Schwartzmiller, Heim, and Rich into the first turn. The Al's Cafe, Weldon Automotive, Monte Carlo just ahead of the Simmons window, cleaning more concrete. Damage Inc. Pontiac. This will be lap 11. Simmons has his nose in front in turn 4, and he's your leader on lap 11. Pat Weldon will come right back at him on the high side in turn 1. Weldon's car looks like it's getting a little tight getting into the turn, having a hard time getting her to go left. Jake the Snake clearly in front now. Laps down, 14 to go. Jake the Snake Simmons, he's been the leading winner this season, tied a career high with 7 A-Main wins. Trying to win the biggest race of the year for the Sportsman Stocks. UFO Cadets. Bobby Schwartzmiller now to the inside of Pat Weldon, trying to take over 2nd. Craig the Hammer Kamiker has pitted in car 72. Simmons extending that lead here as we're past the halfway point. 11 to go. We got a car off the pace on the outside of 3 and 4, the 10 of Nick Kachuba. Clarking Family Chiropractic, Colonial Beer, Built Right Restoration and Construction, 10 of Nick Kachuba off the pace. Green is out. Jake the Snake Steele, your leader, Schwartzmiller second. '45 Pat Weldon third. Car back on the racetrack, Nick Kachuba. Tire changed, 1 lap down. Oh, in turn 4, Davey Lee ends up spun around in the 39 car. Into 1, Jake the Snake with a power slide up the banking as Bobby Schwartzmiller goes diving to the bottom, and he's got the lead. Danny Rich slowing in the 67X. He's dropped back several cars since the restart. Oh man. Off of turn number 4, Simmons all the way back into 4th for a minute there. He has got the pedal down now. Oh, Danny Rich just blew up. He is headed left into the pits. Bob Schwartzmiller with a huge lead all of a sudden. The Denny's Restaurant, Park West Supply Auto House, 28S. Jake the Snake and Bobby Heim, the RJ Meats 92, dueling for second into that first turn. Simmons has the second spot now. Heim trying to get back even down the back straightaway. Joe Boyer in the 17, or Jim Boyer in the 17J alongside of Pat Weldon. 6 laps to go this time around. Big lead for Bob Schwartzmiller. 6 to go. That's a lot of ground to make up in 6 laps. Jake the Snake Simmons, who had the lead. Simmons led laps 11 through 17. One laps in, 5 to go. Bobby Schwartzmiller, the 28, has won 3 times this year, none since July 4th. Simmons definitely closing ground, but he's only got 4 laps. Jim Boyer now third in the 17J. Schwartzmiller's lead maintains about the same distance that time by. Not much change, if any. He might have extended it a bit. Would be the biggest race win of his career. Really good race still for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Into turn 3, Bobby Heim in the 92, 45 Weldon, 17 Boyer, Catellus in the 64, and Zimmer in the 62. 2 laps from home in the Cadet 26 lapper. Weldon now into 3rd. Of course, was your leader for the first 10 laps. White flag. flag waving. The final lap. One turn away from his 4th win of 2009, and the winner of the Pittsburgh portion of the UFO Cadet Feature event, it's Bob Schwartzmiller. Jake the Snake Simmons 2nd, Pat Weld 3rd, Bobby Heim 4th, and Jim Boyer 5th. Big smile. Big smile.
Finally, man, July 4th.
That's what I said to the fans. The last win was July 4th.
Man, it was great. Jake, I never thought I'd get him. Well, you know how bad fast he is here, and was not the guy I wanted to line up next to on the restart.
I'm going to ask you about that because he really had a huge lead, and he went into one, and he sort of, I don't know if he wanted to go higher, the car pushed on him, and you dove underneath, and that was it.
Yeah, he likes the top, when I was really surprised he took the bottom, and I was kind of thinking he may drift up, and that was my opportunity.
This car works well on the bottom when most don't. What's the secret? Or do you not want to let it out of the back?
This car's like a catfish, man. I don't know what it is, but it is a bottom feeder.
If you want to thank.
Oh, man. My wife, my daughter, Phil, both Phils, John, Greg, Anthony. My dad couldn't be here tonight, but everybody helps on the car, man. I don't know what to say. My sponsors, that I haven't thanked them all year. Auto Haas, Denny's Restaurant, Park West Supply. I can't say enough.
Congratulations.
One more.
Okay.
Billy Robertson worked his butt off on this motor.
Fellow racer, Bill. Congratulations.
Thanks, Tom.
Bobby Schwartzmiller, folks, you're a winner of the cadet portion of the Pittsburgher. And we're racing. It'll be Greg Satterley, your leader down the back straightaway. Jared Miley to 2nd. Kyle Burke runs 3rd. Steve Baker to the inside around Kyle Lucon. Lucon gets wheel high in turn 4. He loses several spots in the 1. Your leader is Satterley, Miley 2nd, Burke 3rd, Baker's up to 4th. Lepro is 5th, and Bart Hartman already to 6th, advancing a couple of spots. In 1 and 2, it's still Satterley with Miley nipping at his heels. Baker to the outside of the 0 car, trying to move by Kyle Burke for 3rd and does it to turn 3. For the lead, side by side off of 4. Satterley trying to hold off the H1 of Jared Miley. He's a half a car length in front as they head into 1. Miley with a slider on the bottom. He'll keep her down low. Satterley on the outside trying to stay even down the back straightaway. Baker 3rd, Burke is 4th, Hartman is now to 5th. Austin Hubbard is coming like a freight train down the back chute on the outside, the number 11 car. For the lead down the front stretch, contact between Miley and Satterley. Miley in front of the Calusi Chevy H1. Satterley 2nd, Baker is 3rd. Hartman 4th, Burke 5th. Hubbard is 6th after starting 11th. In turn 2, Steve Baker to the outside of Greg Satterley. The West Virginia Rim Rider moves to 2nd. He's the only spec motor car among the top 6 right now. Miley ahead of Baker. Satterley and Bart Hartman now 4th and trying to pass Satterley for 3rd in turn number 4. Hartman by a half a car length in 3rd. Austin Hubbard has moved to 5th, the number 11 car. Jason Covert is about 8th. after starting 12th in the 43. Lap traffic is only about a lap away from your race leaders. 8 laps down. Miley, Baker, Hartman 1, 2, and 3. Hubbard now to the outside of Satterley, moving to 4th. Austin Hubbard to 4th in car number 11. Red Miley now in the back of the field trying to lap cars. John Hodgkiss and Awatella just ahead of them. And they're side by side in front of them into turn number 3. Here comes Hartman closing on Baker for second. Miley to the inside of Hodgkiss. He's got 2 lap cars between himself and Steve Baker now. With Bart Hartman 3rd and Austin Hubbard in the 11 car 4th, Satterley 5th, Burke is 6th, Flinter's up to 7th, Covert is 8th, Lepro is 9th, and Jeremy Miller runs 10th in car 24. For second off of 4, Baker up high, Hartman right behind him. Into turn number 1. Austin Hubbard drawing a beat on those two, the 4th place car right behind Hartman now as they race into 3. Baker to the outside, Hartman to the inside, the lap car of John Hodgkiss right between them. Baker able to carry the momentum on the outside to pass Hodgkiss. Miley has cleared the 71 of Bassett, and here comes Hubbard to the low side in turn 1. Austin Hubbard, John Hodgkiss to his outside, and then Bart Hartman, that race for 3rd. Hodgkiss, the lap car in the middle of it all. They'll move by. Hartman again coming to the low side of Baker for 2nd in turn 4. Steve holds him off. It's Miley, Baker, Hartman, and Hubbard. 5th would be Satterley. Flinter is up to 6th. Big John is starting to move forward in the 48 car. 1, 2, 3, and 4 in turns 3 and 4. No lap traffic between the front 4. Off of 4, Hartman again underneath Baker. Steve with just enough momentum to hold him off. Awatella's got a problem in the 17 car. Caution out, turn 4, Awatella. Awatella comes to a limping stop up in turn 4. John Flinter and Steve Baker, the only 2 spec motor cars in the top 10. Green out. Miley in the low side, Baker up high down the back straightaway. Battle for the lead into turn 3. Baker's going to have the top spot coming off of 4. Miley now 2nd. Austin Hubbard to the outside of Hartman for 3rd, and he'll go back low side into turn 1. Satterley is 5th, maybe not for long. John Flinter to the outside of Satterley, moving to 5th. '24 car of Jeremy Miller off the pace in turn 3. Caution out. Caution out for the 24 car of Jeremy Miller. All the water in the 0 car, lost all the water. 16 laps are down. Off at turn number 4. Green is back out. Hubbard slips on the start. They're 4 wide for 2nd into turn number 1. Miley in front, Hartman now 2nd. Big John Flinter up to 3rd. Here comes Jason Covert on the low side of the 43. Miley over Hartman, Covert, Flinter, Austin Hubbard, Greg Satterley, Matt Lux, Kyle Burke, and Davey Johnson. Your top 10 cars. So 10th would be the 44 of Dave Hess Jr. Johnson is up to 9th. Miley extends the advantage. Austin Hubbard, John Flinner a problem. 48 car of John Flinner breaks going into 1 and 2. John Flinner, who was running 4th, comes to a stop in turn 2. The Johns Towing River Salvage 48s. 19 laps are down. Caution back on the speedway. Coming out of the pits, but he will tag the back of the field when it comes by. Green is out. Bart Hartman jumps into the lead. Hartman firing off the inside of that 4th turn, got some traction, and there he goes in front. Jason Cover trying to follow him to 2nd off the low side of turn 4. Hubbard is 4th. Matt Lux right now is 5th. Bart Hartman stretching the lead. Jason Covert still just ahead of Jared Miley. Covert started this race 12th. Miley started 3rd. Austin Hubbard, who runs 4th, started 11th. Matt Lux is 5th. Davey Johnson now up to 6th. He started 13th. Austin Hubbard trying to take 3rd away from Jared Miley into turn number 1. Hubbard up to 3rd. Almost halfway. .25 laps remaining, 25 laps to go. Alan Saggy has pitted in car 8A. Bart Hartman about to catch the back of the field here. Lap traffic not far away. Some good hard racing at the back of that field as well. Lap car between 1st and 2nd. Colbert still 2nd. Hubbard is 3rd. Hartman's lead as big as it has been since that restart. Almost a full straightaway now. Miley has dropped to 4th, and Matt Lux is not far behind him in the 21 car, running 5th. And now Kyle Burke and Davey Johnson are side by side for 6th. Burke down on the bottom, Johnson on the very top. Kyle Lucon in 8th. Lynn Geisler is 9th. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th all running together off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Miley clears the lap car of John Hotchkiss, who tries to pass him back coming off of 4. Lux now to the inside of Hotchkiss into 1. Bart Hartman trying to lap the 27 of Daryl Charlier. 20 laps from the checkered flag. Hartman won the Pittsburgher in 2004. Cars just ahead of him, racing for position as he heads into turn 3. Jason Covert and Austin Hubbard trying to close in. And they have definitely made up some ground. Covert's starting to draw a little closer. Greg Satterley, the 22 car, into the pits. Greg Satterley pitting in car 22. Close battle on the front stretch between Lynn Geisler and Cal Lucon for 8th. Geisler up to 8th after starting 30th. Here comes Hartman, your leader, lapping the 4 of UFO points leader Alex Ferree. 2 lap cars between 1st and 2nd. Austin Hubbard continues to chase Jason Covert down the back straightaway. Jared Miley 4th. Matt Lux is 5th, but has dropped back considerably from Miley. Cal Burke is 6th. Davey Johnson is 7th. Lynn Geisler 8th. Cal Lucon 9th. And Mike Johnson unofficially would be your 10th place car in the 2J. 15 laps from the checkered flag. Hartman's lead has grown since he got through those gaggle of cars a couple of laps earlier. Austin Hubbard now to the low side of Jason Covert for 2nd. He'll drive by in 1 and 2. Hubbard has moved into 2nd. He's got 2 lap cars between he and race leader Bart Hartman. Hartman about to encounter some more traffic. Tyler Hershey and John Mollick are racing together into turn 1 just ahead of race leader. Austin Hubbard down against the rail, drives by Denton Boyer to lap him. He is a straightaway behind the Bart man. We've got 11 laps to go, 11 to go. Hubbard as low as you can go. He's definitely made up some ground. And Hartman lapping Tyler Hershey into turn number 3. Covert still 3rd, Miley 4th, and now Matt Lux is back right with Jared in that race for 4th and 5th. Burke 6th, Davey Johnson 7th, Geisler 8th. Mike Johnson 9th now, and Cal Lucon has dropped to 10th. Hartman trying to move lower on the racetrack. The groove a-changing. Still a half a straightaway up on Austin Hubbard. Battle for 4th now. Jared Miley and Matt Lux continue to duel. Lux pulls even with Miley into 3. Lap car of Jim Steffens right there as well. Still Miley 4th, Lux 5th. Your leader clears the 4J of John Malik. 7 laps from the checkered flag and a $10,000 payday for Bart Hartman. Austin Hubbard still trying to close on Bart Hartman. Has picked up maybe another car length or 2, but he's running out of laps here. Covert third. Jared Miley and Matt Lux battle for 4th with the lap car of Denton Boyer in the mix in turn 3. Austin Hubbard a little closer. More traffic ahead for Bart Hartman. Off of turn number 4. 4 laps from the checkered flag. Hubbard has closed within 4 or 5 car lengths through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Hartman now way down low, getting slowed down a bit by the 69 of John Hotchkiss here. He's lost his momentum, and there's 3 laps to go. Into 1, it's Hartman. Hubbard again within a couple of car lengths off the second turn. Down the back straightaway. The 17-year-old's going to make it interesting here, at least try to. Hartman in front, down low, 2 laps to go. Hubbard off the bottom. Into 1 and 2, Hubbard shows his nose. Hartman continues the lead into 3. He's picked up the pace, it would appear. Off of 4, Hartman rolls to the outside, 1 lap to go. Into 1 and 2. Hubbard down on the rail. Able to get within a car length off of 2 down the backstretch. Hartman to 2, 3, 4 car lengths in front into 3. He goes low behind the 17 of Brandon Burgoon, and Hubbard's going to the outside. Off of turn number 4 they come, and it's going to be Bart Hartman winning his 2nd Pittsburgher. Austin Hubbard 2nd. Jason Covert 3rd. Jared Miley 4th. Matt Lux 5th. Kyle Burke 6th. Davey Johnson 7th. Lynn Geisler 8th. One half in the books. Good job.
Yeah, I got my work cut out for me this next one. You know, we're starting pretty far back, but car was really good, and you know, I got to thank all my sponsors. Rocket Chassis. It was a shame to see Steve break. I think was going to have a heck of a race. Hopefully he'll be out there for the next one.
Austin put a charge on you at the end. Did you see him down in 1 and 2 on the inside?
No, I was just watching. It got pretty dusty down there, and I was just trying to see who was in front of us. So our car wasn't that good right around the bottom. It was better out in the middle. So we were just trying to run our line and keep out front.
When you're hot, and you hope you stay hot for a couple of more hours.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be nice to finish off the year the way we're rolling right now.
Good job. Good luck.
Thank you.
How a nice ad, folks. Bart Hartman, the winner of the Pittsburgher for the 2nd time. And the semi-late 20-lap feature is green and underway. 28 laps. And right away, we've got a spin in turn 2. Car 8, Tommy Schoenhofer, the 08 of Jeff Broniszewski, and a whole bunch of cars together. 5, Rick Megley, the 1 of Kyle Lucon. Believe it or not, everybody for the most part is driving away. 08 Broniszewski got boogered up pretty good. He's headed to the infield. Schoenhofer in the 8S. Lucon in the 1 car in the pits. Rick Megley looks like he's got problems. He's headed to the Back straightaway inside, may go to the pits as well. Into one. Karalegis to the inside, excuse me. Shemp behind him down the back straightaway. Steve Beatty right there, the B4 car. Kyle Lukon has returned to the racetrack in the 1. Here comes the 08 of Jeff Bronaszewski. He'll have to wait till the leaders combine. The whole field for that matter. Bronaszewski out of the pits as well. Danny Karalegis. A nice lead here in the early going. Josh Holtgraver, so impressive in one of his heat race wins last night, is into second. He started about mid-pack, row 6. He's helped by that first lap caution, some cars in front of him. Caution out. We got a car stop top of turn 4. And we're back underway. Karalegis over Holtgraver. Jason Ryder third. Josh Holtgraver going for the lead in turn 2. And he's got it. The D&T Auto Body 00 just ahead of Danny the Greek Karalegis into turn number 3. Karalegis to the outside, back by Holtgraver in 4. Jason Ryder is 3rd, Steve Beatty 4th, and Scott Champ, your pole sitter, is 5th. Then Laura Lukon, Mark Moat Jr., Brian Tank, Denny Niederreiter, and Dave Wade. Cars slowing in turn 3, the 5J of Darrell Dow. Checkered flag. Danny Karalegis is raced to restart. He goes, and we're off. Josh Holtgraver making another challenge for the lead down the back straightaway. 3rd is Jason Ryder, Steve Beatty 4th, Scott Shemp to the inside of Laura Lukon for 5th. Beatty sliding up the groove into B4. He's got everybody bottled up there. Shemp nosing ahead for 4th into that first corner. Car turn 3. Jason Fosnod, Kyle Lukon. 7C of Awatala, the 3rd car caught up in that. The J19 of Jason Fosnod was actually the caution. He was spinning up across, collected the 1 of Lukon and the 7 of Atala. It has not been a good night for Awatala, that's for sure. Battle Royale into turn 1. Still Danny Karalegis. Josh Holtgraver making a challenge, and Scott Shemp now wheels the 75 into 3rd. Lucan is up to 4th in car 84. Leg is committed to the bottom, Holtgraver to the top, and Danny pushing up in turn 4, and Holtgraver's got some momentum diving to the low side as they head down the front chute. Legas, though, going back to the bottom. Laura Lucan side by side with Scott Schempp for 3rd. Is up to 3rd, Scott Schempp 4th, and Jason Ryder 5th. Holtgraver, like he might have a chance there. Legas slipped a bit coming off the 2nd turn. Josh going to try a little outside entry, inside exit down the front straightaway again. He pulls even with Danny into turn. Whoa, contact, pretty good contact. Left front, right rear. Holtgraver is your new leader. Lucan slips a bit, and Scott Schempp back to the outside, trying to get 3rd. Jason Ryder behind them in 5th, and it's Steve Beatty, Mark Moach Jr., Rocky Kuba, who started tail end of the 7 car in the top 10. We are past halfway. Best race right now is for the 6th position. Steve Beatty in the 4, Mark Moach Jr. the 15, and Rocky Kugo in the 7. Ricky Megley, who was caught up in an earlier accident, is also working his way back to the front, and he's just behind that trio in the 5M. Your leader into turn 1, pulling away. Josh Holtgraver won his first race of the season last Saturday. And whatever he found, it still works. He is bad fast tonight. The Widener Heating and Air Conditioning, Weaver Auto Sales, D&T Auto Body, 00. Oh, somebody jumping out of gear or something, it sounded like in the middle of the front straightaway. Tommy Schernhofer in car 8. Seven laps to go as Holtgraver goes into turn 1 again. Carolega's still second by himself. Laura Lucon having a season best run, I would believe, in third. Jason Ryder is fourth, Scott Shemp fifth, Steve Beatty sixth, Rocky Kugel seventh, Mark Moats Jr. eighth, Ricky Megley ninth, and Dave Wade is 10th, and the Yingling 76. Four laps from the checkered flag. Josh Holtgraver trying to pick up a $1,000 payday. The battle continues for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Beatty in the B4, Shemp in the 75, and Kugel in the 7. They're going at it hot and heavy down the back straightaway. Laura Lucon in the 84 car has closed in a bit on the one of Danny Carolegas, who's still second. Derek Stefanik in the 44 in the middle of that race between Shemp, Beatty, and Kugel helps them separate. 2 laps to go for Josh Holtgraver. For his 3rd career Pittsburgh win and his 2nd this year, 2nd in as many weeks. One lap to go. It's now Beatty, Kugel, Shemp, and Shemp and Kugel side by side for the 6th spot. Here's your leader in convincing fashion, Josh Holtgraver in the 00. 2 in a row. 2nd to Danny Carolegas, Laura Lucon 3rd, to Jason Ryder 4th, and the race for 5th will be Steve Beatty just ahead of Rocky Kugel, Scott Shemp, Mark Moats, Rick Megley, and Dave Wade. As your dad said, it took us the whole year to get it figured out.
Oh, man, it's been great these last 2 weeks.
Your dad said, we can extend the season. I'm sure you feel the same.
That sounds pretty good to me. I don't know. I mean, if our luck wants to take a turn for the better now, that's fine with me, as long as it takes that turn.
I told him put it on the jack stands and bring it out next year.
We got a little more racing to do this year.
People you want to thank?
My dad, D&T Auto Body, Paul Weaver, Weaver Auto Sales, Uncle Ed. I want to thank the Greeks for all their help and everything.
What was it like racing Danny?
I was pretty good, actually. I mean, we had a pretty good run going for a while. He'd get away from me, and I'd hit that rut down there and jump the car everywhere. So but then, I don't know, the car come in pretty good, and it wasn't bad, so it was fun racing.
Well, it's got to be fun to win. Congratulations.
Yeah, we'd like to thank the Mileys for giving us a place to race, and such a good track to race on.
All right, Josh Holtgraver, your winner in the semi-lates. Green is out. Jimmy Steffens has the lead off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. A crowd of cars in the middle of the field. Wow. Steffens leads. Lucon is second. There are roadblocks all over the creation. Saggy is up to 4th. Lepro is running 3rd. Hess down on the bottom is your 5th place car after the first lap. Then it's Satterley, Miley, Hubbard and Lux. Contact between Ferree and Flinner down the back chute. They separate and continue on. 56 car of Denton Boyer has pitted. 12 car of Doug Dodd is off the pace. And we got a spinner on the front stretch, the 4J of John Malik. 4J John Malik turned around on the front straightaway. Doug Dodd looked like he was headed for the pits in the 12. The 56 of Denton Boyer has already pitted. And the 77 of Rich Appolito is pitting as well. Back to life, 49 laps from home, and the ultimate 51. And off we go. Lucan on the outside has got just a bit of a lead over Steffens into turn number 3. Bart Hartman in the 75 trying to cut his way up through there. Steffens and Lucan continue their battle for the lead. Third is Lepro. Saggy is fourth. Dave Hess, Greg Satterley, and Jared Wiley have a doozy of a race for fifth, almost 3 wide into turn 3. Hartman's already up into about 11th in the 75 car. Lucan in front over Steffens. Austin Hubbard down on the rail trying to duck under Dave Hess Jr. for about the 7th spot. Five laps down, 46 to go. 46 to go. It's the Cindy's Catering, one of Cal Lucan over the Colbert's Collision, Ola Tower View Service, 38 of Jim Steffens. Lucan and Steffens have checked out. They are way out there. Alan Saggy and Jimmy Lepro side by side for third. Jared Miley fifth. Greg Satterley sixth. Austin Hubbard is seventh. Eighth is Dave Hess. John Flinner ninth. Matt Locks 10th. And Hartman, who had come forward early, seems to be stalled out right now. Eight laps are down, 8 down. Cal Lucan, your leader, going into turn 3. The 18 car of Danny Mitchell was in the pits. Here they come for third off of turn 4. Lepro up high, Miley in the middle, Saggy down on the inside as they race into turn 1. In turn 2, both Miley and Lepro trying to get by Saggy. Austin Hubbard right behind them. And Satterley, Flinner, Matlocks, Dave Hess, and Bart Hartman. 31 laps to go, 31 to go. Traffic ahead for Cal Lucan, about a straightaway in front of the race leader. Jimmy Steffens closing in on Cal Lucan just a bit for the lead. Steffens now drawing closer and closer each lap. He's working lower on the racetrack. Miley third, Saggy still fourth, Hubbard is fifth now, Lepro sixth, Flinner seventh, Satterley eighth, Lux is ninth, and Hartman is up to 10th. Alex Ferree has clinched the championship. Jimmy Lepro slowing down in car 6 off of turn 2 on the back straightaway. Bart Hartman squeezes by. Caution is out. Jim Lepro in car 6, who was running just outside the top 5, slowing down as he rolls into turn 3. 13 laps are complete. 13 are down. Lepro had a good run going in the Bud's place, 6. So far hasn't gone into the pits, but maybe headed that way. Off of 4 we go, green is out. Ooh, baby, down on the bottom. Austin Hubbard trying to get in the mix there. He, Jared Miley, and Alan Saggy for 3rd. Hubbard up to 3rd, challenging for 2nd. Miley right with him on the inside. Up high, it's Cal Lucon. Hubbard now 2nd. Jimmy Steffens to 3rd. Alan Saggy is 4th. Jared Miley 5th. Bart Hartman is up to 6th in car 75. Oh, Miley will spin the car into the wall up in turn 3. Jared Miley went into turn 3 and tried to duck under one of the cars and got away from him, and around it went into the wall. Calusi Chevy H1 of Jared Miley spinning up into the wall as he was trying to charge up into contention there. Lights are out. 14 laps are down. 13 laps are down, excuse me. 13 laps are down. This will be lap 14 when they come around. Austin Hubbard is in front. Your new leader. Kyle Lucon is 2nd. And Bart Hartman will slide into 3rd as they race off of 4. Saggy is 5th, Flitter 6th, Steffens 7th, Matt Lux 8th. Now it's Al headed to the pits in the 0-2. Kyle Lucon staying up in the mix. He's still 2nd. Bart Hartman pressuring him down the back straightaway. John Flinner trying to move to 4th and does. Hartman to the inside of Lucon for 2nd in turn 4. John Malik, car 4J, has spun for the 2nd time. Lap will count. Leader was through. John Malik's caution, the 2nd of this race for the 4J. Restart. Hubbard was awfully quick in that first race. Bart Hartman, the winner of the first race, is right behind him. Hartman to 2nd, and maybe the show is on here. We'll see. These two were the fastest in round 1, the Pittsburgher. Now the shoes are on the other feet. It's Hartman doing the chasing of Hubbard. Lucon 3rd, Flitter 4th. Lux is 5th, Saggy 6th, Steffens 7th, Johnson 8th, diving under Steffens, trying to move into 7th. John Flinner around Cal Lucon for 3rd. Steve Baker's moving up through the field as well on the 0 car. He started in the Leo Stadelman car at the back of the field. You got a car off the pace in turn 4. Ben Miley in the 99 brings out the caution. 20 laps are down and 31 to go, so it'll be Hubbard, Hartman side by side for the restart Off the fourth turn another time. Green goes. Hubbard gives up the outside lane for the restart, and the Bartman may have the lead into one. They're climbing the banking in turn two. Hubbard just ahead of Hartman down the back straightaway. Hartman in front into three. But here comes Austin Hubbard back on the low side off of turn number 4. Who will lead lap number 22? We got a long way to go. Flinner third, Lucon fourth. Lux is up to fifth. Hubbard back underneath Hartman. He wants to lead back, but off of 2. The Bartman's got a streak again down the back chute. He's in front. Johnson now up into 6th spot in the 1J. .22 laps in. Austin Hubbard again challenging in turn 2. '77 car of Rich Appolito parked in turn 2. Caution out. Green is back out. Bart Hartman is really fast on the restarts. Look out. John Flinner gets crossed up with Austin Hubbard. They head into that first turn. Matt Lux ends up 3rd. Kyle Lucon is 4th, and Flinner's back to 5th. Maybe not for long as they race off into 3. Covert now to the inside of Johnson, Lucon, Flinner, all off of 4. Covert comes up. He and Flinner tag at the flag stand into turn number 1. Covert is 4th, but here comes Flinner back to his outside to take the 4th spot down the back straightaway. Steve Baker now has worked his way around the 1 of Kyle Lucon. We're halfway. The Bartman in front of Austin Hubbard, Matt Lux, John Flinner, Jason Covert, Davey Johnson, Steve Baker, Alex Ferree, Cal Lucon, Keith Barber, and Mike Johnson. Barber passing Ferree off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Tommy Beck is pitting in car 91. Tommy Beck pitting in car 91. Bart Hartman. Half a straightaway over Austin Hubbard. Matt Lux, John Flinner, Jason Covert is 5th, Johnson 6th, Barbara now up to 7. Keith seems to be getting better the longer the race goes. He started back at around 24th, 25th spot. He and Steve Baker have come a long way up into the top 10. Baker right behind him in the Leo Stadelman car. There's a whole lot of traffic about a straightaway ahead of Harvey. He's got a couple of cars just ahead of him, and then a whole gaggle of cars that could get interesting here down the home stretch if we stay green. Hartman to the outside of John Wallach, lapping him. Austin Hubbard trying to stay in the sights. Matt Lux 3rd, Flinner 4th. close to the wall there in the middle of 1 and 2. Covert 5th, Johnson 6th, Barber is 7th, Baker 8th. Got a whole bunch of hardware behind him, Johnson, Furry, and Lucon. Bart Hartman bearing down on some thick traffic as we get 17 laps from the checkered flag. Red Miley and Tyler Hershey just ahead of the race leader as he exits the second turn. Austin Hubbard is straight away behind. Hershey goes a lap down. Hartman trying to lap Ben Miley and does into turn 1. 15 laps from the checkered. 15 laps to the finish. Matt Lux bottled up on the low side in 1 and 2. John Flitter closing in there in the race for third down the back straightaway. Lux able to clear the 4J of John Mollick. Flitter comes to the outside, and he will try to pass Lux for third in turn 4. He does. Lux goes down there with the lap cars, and Flitter is around him for third. Hartman lapping cars but maintaining the lead. It stays about the same. Mike Johnson now has moved around Steve Baker. Hartman to the outside of Dave Hess Jr. He goes a lap down. Dozen laps remaining, a dozen laps to go. Covert 5th, Johnson 6th, Barber is 7th, Mike Johnson 8th, Steve Baker 9th, Alex Free is 10th. Early race leader Cal Lucon just outside the top 10, as is Jared Miley, who of course in contact with the wall early on. Hartman lapping the 1C of Lynn Geisler. He's got, what, 3 lap cars between himself and Austin Hubbard, and even though he's working traffic, the lead is still about the same. Straightaway advantage. 11 laps from 30 grand. 10 laps now from 30 grand. Bart Hartman. 10 already in his pocket, looking for another $20,000. Saggy being overhauled by Hartman in turn 4. Bart Hartman down the back straightaway. If he can get by 2 more cars, he'll have clear racetrack right to the finish. Off of 4, lapping the 38 of Jim Steffens. Caution in turn 2, we're told. Caution in turn 2. John Mollick for the 3rd time is a caution, this time in turn 2, the 4J. All it takes is one slip of the wheel. Here we go. Green is out. Look at Flinner. Bad start. Green is out. Into one, it's Matt Lux trying. Flinner slides high. He ends up back a good piece. Barbara now challenging for the top 5. So is Johnson with Covert. Hartman leads Matt Lux, trying to take second away from Austin Hubbard. Bart Hartman is loving this. Hubbard will have none of it. He's second. Lux is third. Covert fourth. Johnson's up to fifth. Barber is sixth. Flinner is seventh. And Ferree and Baker. Austin Hubbard starting to close back in, it would appear, with 4 laps to go. Remember, he rallied late in the race in round 1 and got just about that close. Flinner off the wall several times, up in 1 and 2. Red Miley sliding in, can't avoid him. Collision in turn 2. John Flinner in the 48. And it's not over yet, folks. 5 to go. Jimmy Steffens pitting in car 38. Green is out. Hubbard just terrible on the restarts. He's slipping and sliding coming off that 4th turn. He's all the way back to 4th now. It's Hartman in front and Jason Covert now second. Keith Barbara is third after starting back in about 24th spot. Austin Hubbard 4th. Alex Ferree trying to break into the top 5 in car 4. It'll be Lux 5th. He pushes up the racetrack though, right in front of Ferree. Almost causes a heck of a wreck down the front chute. The real battle is in the middle of the pack, man. Davey Johnson sticks it in there hard in 3. Brother Mike and Matt Lux running for 5th. Baker's right there as well. Some intense racing for the second half of the top 10. Look at Bart Hartman's lead. He is 1 lap away from a $30,000 night. The most money ever paid to a late model feature winner here at Pittsburgh. He is now 1/2 a lap away from sweeping the Ultimate versus the Pittsburgher. He won the World 100 last week. He won the Pittsburgh earlier tonight, and he has just won the Ultimate and 30 grand. Jason Covert second, Keith Barber third, Austin Hubbard 4th, Matt Lux 5th, Davey Johnson 6th, Mike Johnson 7th, Steve Baker 8th, Jared Miley 9th, and Kyle Luke on 10. You had your work cut out. But what a race car you got.
Yeah, this thing's been pretty good the last couple weeks. And like I said, I got to be proud of my whole crew and all my sponsors. Mark Richards, Steve Baker, they built one hell of a race car.
You know, the G27's coming to Pittsburgh this week, and they're going to be talking about the economy and all that. Maybe they ought to just call you in. You seem to have a way of making money right now.
Well, you know, I guess we're due. And, you know, like you said, it's nice to be on top. And, you know, all the sponsors, Hoosier, Model Windows, Cornet Racing Engines, I mean, everybody, Lucas Oil, couldn't do it without them.
How about this surface? I think I saw you on every inch of the racetrack. You have the wall on the top, guardrail on the bottom, and you can move this car wherever you needed to go.
Yeah, Austin's got this thing where it'll move anywhere it wants to go, and all I do is sit in there and drive it.
Did you worry about all those restarts?
No, I mean, this thing's got such good forward bite on the restarts. You know, Austin's car was really good. I think he had a softer left rear on than us, but I just chose the top, and I could get a good drag race down the front stretch, and was real happy with it.
Well, you've won the Pittsburgher. You've won the Pittsburgher twice. You've won the Ultimate. You won the Red Miley. you and this place seem to go pretty good.
I've always enjoyed coming over here, all the fans, and you know the racetrack. It's always been one of the special places, and I always remember winning the Penn Nationals, and
Yeah,
you know,
that
it's definitely been a nice, great place for me to run.
Well, you won more money tonight than any late model drivers ever won here in one night. $30,000. Congratulations.
Well, I'll probably take Monday off.
All right, Bart. Bart Hartman, the winner, sweeping the UFO Ultimate versus the Pittsburgher.
We're going to bring Alex out so you can talk.
Congratulations. I know you were hoping for better finishes tonight, but you are the UFO champion.
Yeah, almost got a top 5 there at the end, and then the car started acting up. I don't know if battery or wire or something went wrong and started backfiring. I had no power left, so I just kind of coasted around the bottom just to get the checker.
2 years in a row, you're the UFO champion. You've been the only UFO. You and UFO, it sort of goes together. You know, you're kind of, I won't say it.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
No, really, though. It's been a good year.
Yeah, I mean, when we do run good, we usually end up in bad situations like this, just bad luck, and the rest of the time we didn't run so great, but we were consistent, and my crew kept me in it. Mike, Randy, Fred, Rich, Chris, Matt and Chris, Mom and Dad. Without them guys keep behind me, pushing me and keeping me going, and we did change the tire tonight in that first show, and they got me back out in the lead lap. I mean, those guys do an excellent job. Without them behind me, there's no way I'd be standing here.
The series sort of suits your style, not too far from home.
Yeah, not too far from home, and they don't qualify because I don't do that very well either.
What are your plans for next year?
Not sure yet. I think we're talking about bringing Dad out a little bit more next year, so I might be all on the back burner because
Crew chief.
Yeah, I'll be. Well, me and Fred are fighting for who's crew chief.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, Alex Free, not only the UFO champion for the 2nd year in a row, but Lernerville's track champ for the 3rd year in a row. Starting there in position number 10. Brent Rayberg in 2nd in the point standings, starting up in the 2nd spot. Dave Hess Jr. also high in the point standings, is up there as well. Dave Hess Jr. storms into the lead. Hess in front is seen as 2nd. Then it's Raybergen and Dave Groves all together into turn 3. J.E. Stalter in 5th. 3 wide for 2nd off of 4. Dave Groves just ahead of Brent Raybergen and Wayne Tessine. Car up against the wall, looks to be one of the Taylors. Looks to be one of the Taylor boys. I believe that's maybe the 7. 7 of Evan Taylor. Hess is really committed to the bottom. J.E. Stalter bounces off the wall, comes down the racetrack, and we're still racing. He scared the heck out of Daryl Charlier, I can tell you that. It's still Hess in front, Groves and Raybergen right behind him. Stalder still fourth even after hitting the wall. Then it's Hartman and Kevin Miller working on the very bottom in the 4M. Dave Groves sweeps to the high side again off of 4. He's got some momentum this time. Things are tightening up out in front. Dave Hess Jr. Got some unique lines being run out there with Groves going into the bottom and letting the car drift all the way to J.E. Stalder, despite the glancing blow, now challenging Brent Raybergen for third. And he makes the pass as they head down the home stretch. Bart Hartman is fifth. J.J. Bamich-Ryder sixth. Randy Hall is up to seventh now. Kevin Miller is eighth. Then Jacob Hawkins in ninth. And the 07P, Tim Peterson, is 10th. Dave Hess extends the lead a couple of car lengths. Eleven laps complete. Bart Hartman trying to take fourth from Brent Raybergen into turn number 3. Randy Hall is up to 6th. Kevin Miller, who'd come forward just about 5 laps earlier, has backpedaled some in the 4M. J.E. Stalder, the Martinsbury Madman, passing Dave Groves for second. Stalder into second. Raybergen just ahead of Hartman for 4th. Hall is 6th, Bamich-Ryder 7th, Miller 8th, Jacob Hawkins 9th, and Peterson still 10th. You got about 8 of the top 10 cars, 7 of the top 10 cars all running on the same straightaway. Bart Hartman around Brent Raybergen now sets his sights on the T3 of Dave Groves. Pitting is the 10 of Wayne Tassine. Tassine in the 10 car to the pits. We're past halfway. Randy Hall, yes, Randy Hall now about to move into the top 5. Brent Raybergen's falling back and back, although he hasn't given up the 5th spot just yet. Those two battling for the UEMS modified title. Race leader Dave Hess Jr. 4th in the point standings. Randy Hall now to the inside of Bart Hartman for 4th. All trying to pass Hartman. 9 laps to go. Hall passes Hartman and Dave Groves. Randy Hall is now 3rd. He started 10th, was back to 12th on the first caution. The Olean, New York driver is up to 3rd. Dave Hess Jr. just in front of J.E. Stalder. Hess is, committed to the bottom. He's pinned behind the Atkinson 30, now able to pass him, but his momentum was stopped there for a moment in the turn 2, and J.E. Stalder has closed in. He is right on Hess's tail as the 71C of Chris Bassage goes to the pits. Bassage pitting. J.E. Stalder now right on the back bumper of Dave Hess and climbing the ladder in turn 4. Randy Hall just a few car lengths behind Stalder. Hartman 4th, Groves is 5th. Off of turn 2, Dave Hess Jr. J.E. Stalder lapping Denny Nakutis, staying right with the race leader, Randy Hall. Now trying to lap Nakutis. Stalder to the inside of Hess there at 4. Will follow him down the front chute. 6 laps to go. 6 to go. Hess again lapping now the 77 of Rich Curry down along the guardrail. And we got a spin. Bart Hartman is able to make it by, but Dave Hess Jr. can't. Another car involved. 48, Denny Nakutis, the T3 of Dave Groves, and the 137 of Jacob Hawkins. Bart Hartman just made it by in the 13.7. 48, Denny Nakutis spinning around and collecting the T3 of Groves, who was running 5th, and Jacob Hawkins in the 137. Into the wall, one of the 12 cars, one of the Charliers. He's still racing. And he'll make the left into the pits. That would be the 12 of Daryl Charlier that hit the wall. Randy Hall challenging Dave Hess Jr. for the lead now off of turn 2. Hess has led 23 laps. Randy Hall is your new leader. Bart Hartman has backpedaled into 13.7. Caution is out for a car over in turn 2. 17L Vince Laboon. Bart Hartman is pitted. Green is out. Brent Raybergen rallying to 3rd. Final lap, Randy Hall trying to get his first Pittsburgh win. Dave Hess Jr. 2nd. J.J. Bammentrider now into 3rd. Brent Rayberg under J.E. Stalder moving to 4th. Olean, New York the hometown of Randy Hall, and he'll pick up the $1,000 UEMS E-Mod portion of the Pittsburgher. Hess, Bamich Rider, Rayberg, and Miller and Stoner are next. Good job, good job.
Thanks, appreciate it. You know, I had my doubts there in the beginning. We took the green and kind of fell back a couple of positions there, and just found a groove there in the middle, kind of, and that's where the car wanted to be. And I think the tires come in a little bit, and boy, we could really drive in good and hard. And I kind of found that and just tried to capitalize on that. And I thought maybe we were going to run out of time there, and the caution come out. And I actually thought maybe that was going to hurt us, but it was just what we needed. And you know, I got to thank the guys that come down with me and worked on the car. And probably one of the worst weekends we had last weekend at Tri-City. So to come down here and do this is definitely a plus for everybody and a good motivator. But thank Foreman Rental Properties and Cloud and Company and Heron Cigarettes and Joel from Close Racing Supply and Absolute Powder Coating and AFCO. And you know, it just wouldn't be possible without all the help we get from everybody.
Well, you have won 16 races, I understand, now this year. So that's not a bad season. Yeah,
I usually try not to keep count. Just try to look forward next weekend, and then at the end of the year, maybe take a total. But real happy to come down here and win this. We've raced down here probably 8 or 10 times in my career, and best day we ever had was a second. So to come down here and win, and I think we really earned it. The car was excellent tonight, and everything went good. So we earned this one, and we passed some real good guys up front there. So we're real pleased with it.
You definitely did. I said the first restart you were back to 12th, and you steadily worked your way to the front. So welcome to Pittsburgh's Victory Lane, and good luck next week.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Randy Hall, your winner, folks, in the UEMS E-Mod portion of the Pittsburgher. Folks, again, we thank you all for coming out and being part of the 21st Pittsburgher weekend. We hope you enjoyed all the action. Please be careful, whatever your plans are for tonight. If you're staying over, if you're going home, be safe, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here next season.